day. Well, here to talk more about fluid staking is Abhitej Singh from Persistence.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That was really hard take on liquid staking. But, I come with a thought process. 10% implementation is better than 100% planning. And that's what liquid staking, and we've seen that. Lido has done a phenomenal job. Marinade has done a phenomenal job. We can't wait so long just things to come to fruition. It has to move forward, and an approach that is integrable in future, or as a protocol can evolve, it's a better strategy. And that's what we're trying to do at Persistence. What you're trying to do is deliver things that are currently usable, which expand the capabilities of Cosmos assets, not just within Cosmos ecosystem, but the broader multi-chain world. Whether it's Ethereum, whether it's Solana, whether it's Polkadot, take it beyond just Cosmos. And this is for providing solutions to all SDK assets, not just one. And why not integrate the Ethereum DeFi with Cosmos? Why not bring the liquidity of Cosmos to Ethereum? And also with that, grow the user base. But before we get deep into the weeds of what we are trying to do at Persistence with liquid staking, here's a quick introduction about Persistence. Do we have sound?
Classes through a fee-sharing model. Persistence is a truly holistic protocol that encompasses the best that DeFi and NFTs have to offer. The Persistence ecosystem currently contains three main components. The first is a revolutionary liquid staking application called PStake, which allows its users to unlock liquidity and greater yield from staked POS assets. The second is Asset Mantle, an interchain NFT marketplace framework and creators hub which allows its users to mint NFTs seamlessly and cost-effectively on multiple chains. Thirdly is Audit One, a staking infrastructure provider contributing to the security of leading digital networks around the globe. Third parties can also build using the Persistence SDK with protocols like Comdex, a blockchain-based trade tech platform benefiting from a robust network and intuitive client utilities. As Persistence ecosystem applications service their users and generate fees, these fees are then partly distributed to the stakers of the XPRT token in the main Persistence hub. Within the high-stakes world of international finance, it is often said that diversity is the key to long-term success. It is these ideas of diversity, innovation, and longevity that are at the heart of the Persistence ecosystem. By holding and staking XPRT, you are securing our network and gaining exposure to a whole universe of digital assets.
So as you can see, what we're trying to do with Persistence is trying to bring a lot of economic value at the application layer. That makes it more attractive for people to hold XPRT. With that, grow the utility for the holders. And with this, what we have tried to do with PStake and Asset Mantle is enable networks and the creators, which will be creating NFT hubs, to create more utility for their tokens, as well as create more value and seamless experience for their adopters. But how did we stumble upon liquid staking? It's not an overnight decision. It has come from an extensive research and participated in proof-of-stake ecosystem. We first started our journey in 2018 and being one of the very early adopters of Cosmos, and participated in events such as Game of Stakes, which was essentially the launch of Cosmos Hub. Since then, we have helped launch more than 5+ networks. And along this journey, we have participated in multiple different incentivized testnets and eventually started our own validator, Audit One. What Audit One made us realize is the nitty-gritties of proof of stake and the challenges that come with staking and the dynamics with it. And this understanding just became even more interesting when we launched a very focused airdrop for XPRT to the stakers of Cosmos, Terra, Polygon, and Kava. And we termed it as stake drop, now a very popular term. What happened is, frankly, we didn't anticipate that more than 1 billion worth of assets would participate in stake drop. What did that show? That there is an absolute need for liquidity for staked assets. And these locked assets need to be utilized just beyond airdrops. And that's where, voila, the idea of PStake was born. Late 2020, when we started PStake, the thing was, there was no DeFi application in Cosmos ecosystem. There's no Osmosis, there's no Swift chain, there was no Emirates. Hence, we chose to take these assets on Ethereum and provide liquidity for those assets on Ethereum. But since then, a lot has changed, and a lot that we are working on. Before that, it says these numbers even prove a better or more compelling case for why there needs to be an application layer for liquid staking. If you currently look at, it's with thriving ecosystems such as Cosmos, Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche, you see that proof-of-stake ecosystem is just going tremendously. And with inclusion of Ethereum now, it is close to $1 trillion. Look at that value, how $1 trillion could actually, this value can exchange between networks. And then, why this application layer makes sense, because you are not just trying to create the solution for one layer or one layer one, but exchanging the solution between different layer ones. And that's why the approach with current liquid staking solutions have worked, and they will just get better. And with that, I would say staking itself is such a new concept. Maybe, we've been seeing staking for the last 2 years, let alone liquid staking. So we are right now just at the genesis of how we can see staking. And as Zaki highlighted, staking is essentially DeFi, but how this marriage happens. What we are also seeing is that the challenges with proof of stake currently are the yields are very low. That makes it more attractive for people to pull out their assets from the underlying network and put it into different DeFi applications. And as the vision of Cosmos comes to realization that is connecting different applications or different chains together, this problem is just going to get bigger and bigger. So for example, Ethereum connects to Cosmos. Everyone would want to take their Cosmos assets and put it in Ethereum. Where does the security go? Other problem, of course, is unbonding period. And as Sunny highlighted, there could be innovative ways how we can make sure that the unbonding period can still be maintained, but there is still sort of this liquidity on the top layer. Slashing risk, again, as highlighted earlier. But the bigger problem is locked liquidity. And that makes it the biggest compelling case for liquid staking. So what we are trying to do at PStake. What we are doing is essentially when you lock your assets or when you stake your assets on the network, we create a staking representative on top of it. This staking representation today is done in a very innovative way, which we did a certain amount of research, like would we go with a rebasing token or should we adopt another method? But then we realized we need to essentially replicate the staking module which is on-chain. And that's why we went on with two-token model. This two-token model is very same as you have today on Cosmos chain, any Cosmos chain, that you stake your assets, but you get the staking rewards in the form of a liquid atom. So if I lock my atom, which is say 100 atoms, if I'm earning the rewards on it, it's in form of liquid atom. Same way, what we created is, today, when you wrap your assets, you get a P atom. And this P atom, when staked, you get another staking representative, which is STK atom. When you are your atom is staked, you are earning your rewards in P atom. As much as the concepts and ideas seem interesting, we need to make sure, as the regulations and compliances need to come along, we need to make sure one thing: the principle is differentiated from the rewards. And this idea of saying the principle is STK atom and the rewards in P atom. And that way you can again restake or redelegate your P atom to earn more STK atom. And this approach right now, as in on Ethereum, is that what is happening is when you lock your assets on Cosmos, it gets distributed between different validators that we have chosen, and these validators are the ones that have been securing multiple Cosmos chains. And these validators are being selected after a very, very rigorous evaluation and, of course, their coordination. Those include Stakefish, Figment, Cosmos Station, Everstake, Audit One, and we're trying to add more and more high-value validators. When that happens, that stake gets equally distributed within these validators, and then what happens is, through a bridge, these assets basically are transferred or issued on Ethereum. Now, what we have created is a P-bridge. This P-bridge is a multifunction bridge, which basically is listening to all the events that are happening on Ethereum. So even staking, unstaking functions are basically listened by this bridge and is replicated on the Cosmos chain. So whenever somebody exchanges their STK asset, which is, for example, STK atom, what happens is a claim function is sent across, and whatever rewards you would have earned, you get those rewards. And when other person starts accruing now these rewards, which is saying, yes, the stake has been transferred, and this creates this cycle of saying, the network security is not affected. At the same time, you could keep creating more utility for the staked assets. Currently, we have created pools on Sushi Pool, and we are trying to create more and more use cases for these STK assets in Ethereum DeFi. So what does it give? No more difficult choices. Staking rewards are good, but they can be better if you have DeFi resources, and no more complications or conflict of thoughts in saying whether you would want to secure the network or would you want to take the DeFi yields. Currently, we have wrap, stake, with wrap, which creates a representative or a wrapped version on Ethereum for Cosmos assets. The stake function allows to stake your assets, and then we have stake LP, which is one of the use cases that is for STK assets, which is providing liquidity into Ethereum DeFi while making sure that you keep earning your staking rewards as well. So basically, it takes Atom's 10% returns and take it to, say, you could have like 100%, 200%, 300% returns based on now how the DeFi ecosystem is growing. That means is you're not missing out on DeFi opportunities any longer. But this is very early stage, as I said. And I agree with Sunny on the fact that currently we don't have an optimal solution for liquid staking. But that also tells us that there are ways that we can evolve to be better. And that is how PStake is designed. It is designed to accommodate not just the approach which is we are taking, but also accommodate the changes that are done on protocol level, whether it's with sort of native staking that comes along, or new ways of like super fluid staking comes along. PStake can basically evolve to accommodate those changes. And so if you see, today we have launched it for Cosmos. Next, we are doing it for, so Cosmos, Atom is live, XPRT is live. Next up, we are planning to launch it for AKT, BAN, Injective, and multiple other Tendermint-based assets. And next up, we have Ethereum 2.0, liquid staking, and then similarly for Solana, Terra. And the second layer of this is creating more and more use cases for these SDK assets, whether it's DEXs, insurance, borrowing, lending, derivatives. And the third interesting part is, as we move forward, and as I started my talk with, is that why not take these SDK assets beyond just Cosmos? When you will be able to take your SDK assets on multi-chain, right? So today, issuance is happening only on Ethereum chain. Next up, we are already working on a parallel solution to bring the asset issuance on Cosmos, which is through persistence chain. And then people will be able to take their SDK assets to, for example, to Osmosis, Emrys, Swift Chain, Umi, and also utilize, Cosmos DeFi, Ethereum DeFi, and similarly Solana DeFi, Polkadot DeFi. That's like you have one SDK asset, but the whole DeFi world is yours. And I think so the most interesting layer of liquid staking for us would be creating asset management on top of it. And I think so Somlayer is doing a great job at how they're creating algorithm to manage your assets. We are similarly adopting such sort of protocols to create asset vaults, redelegation bots, and even very interesting use cases around proof of stake indexes. As of today, we have close to 30 million worth of assets that are locked on PStake, and this is just in 1 month. With more assets coming in, we hope to see this exponentially growing. And with launch of PStake token, the participation is just bound to grow. This is a quick roadmap where, of course, as I highlighted, the key goal for us right now is to grow more and more use cases for SDK assets in Ethereum, as well as grow the assets on PStake, which includes issuing more and more Tendermint-based assets currently for us. And the second is multi-chain issuance, which is bringing PStake on Cosmos, asset issuance on Cosmos, and then taking it to other chains. Ethereum 2.0 on PStake, and additional features are like redemption pools, insurance, support for native chain governance. These are some of the things that Sunny highlighted could not be done, but we are already working and researching on those, how to make those happen. Now, to say this is broader liquid staking solution, or for that, any project. And this is not just subject to PStake. How do you see PStake growing? With proof of stake ecosystem growing, we're going to see more and more need of an application layer for liquid assets, or liquidity for staked assets. And with that, there needs to be an absolute need that the staking ratio is maintained. If staking ratio is maintained, the chain is healthy. The chain is healthy, more and more attraction for that chain. And same as product asset management is what we are trying to do, is trying to create these vaults, create redelegation bots, which is completely on our capabilities. And last part is community. And I'm very thankful to the Cosmos community that they've been very supportive of what we have done so far. And we just plan to grow this from here and try to grow persistence community and provide more and more value to Cosmos ecosystem. With that, we're just getting started. PStake is 1 year old. Persistence has been only live for 6 months. And with that, we have already delivered an interchain NFT standard. We have delivered a liquid staking solution. We are bringing an NFT hub, which would not just allow you to create marketplaces of your own, but use the existing framework to create multiple use cases for NFTs, taking beyond just NFT minting. With that, I am open to taking a couple of questions if anyone wants to ask.
So, how does PStake support decentralization in an state funneling capital into the large?
Absolutely. This is a very interesting question. So one of the things that is, I would say, had to be done as a trade-off was to ensuring that there is a huge reputation and capital risk for the validators we are bringing in. That's the step one. The step two, for us, which we're working on, is creating a dynamic validator set, which sort of ensures that there is equal share between the larger validators and the smaller validators. But these smaller validators are ensured based on like a certain evaluation mechanism, right? So that you're not just giving away it to some random validators, right? So that's uptime or their community contributions, like there's some sort of evaluation metrics. That's what creating of like a dynamic validator set is, and that's what we're trying to do. If there's any other question, happy to answer that. One more I can take. Yeah.
Thanks for my presentation. I know there are many other like staking platforms like Lido, and so what is the reason they need to sell like PStake compared with Lido? What are the differentiation points?
Yeah, so I think so. It's just like saying the same thing. Why does different DeFi applications exist today? Why does Aave, Compound, Curve, multiple of these applications exist? It's the reason why that each one of them comes with one unique proposition. For example, Lido is one of the biggest stakers today on Ethereum. And similarly, Marinade is on Solana. And similarly, what we're trying to do is come up with first bringing Cosmos assets. The other thing is unique approach that each protocol takes. Like, for example, PStake took a two-token model, which was to replicate the underlying staking module on top of an application layer, right? Which you today don't find on Lido or on Marinade or any other liquid staking solution, right? So each liquid staking solution will come up with their own proposition. At the end of the day, it would be like what makes most sense from user experience perspective, from user incentive perspective. And as I said, it's like very early stages. We will figure that out in next couple of years. And or like this is to just say on closing note, I would say what we saw was 18, 19 was that era where DeFi was taking birth. Like a lot of use cases were starting booming. And 2020, we saw the DeFi summer like happen. Meanwhile, in 2020, there was like a lot of chatter about NFTs or like, you creating unique identification on chain. And we saw 2021 as a boom for NFTs. And similarly, if you saw 2021 has been this event of proof of stake, with Ethereum moving to proof of stake, Solana growing, Cosmos growing, Polkadot growing, what you're seeing is a lot of interest in proof of stake. With that is now coming is liquid staking. So next year, maybe we have a liquid staking summer. And then there's like multiple liquid staking solutions will be coming up with very innovative ideas. And I'm so looking forward to super fluid staking. I'm so looking forward to native implementation of liquid staking. And with that, how PStake, Lido, and multiple other liquid staking solutions grow. And the proposition is that, as I said, user experience, which is at the heart of PStake. Thank you so much.